Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I got a little trigger happy and I pressed the go live button before I pressed the little intro music. So if it was a little off there, that's why. I was just so excited. I'm always excited to be with you each and every Wednesday. And if I haven't introduced myself yet, my name's Noreen Smith. I am the Product Development Creative Manager here at Creative Memories. And as I said, every Wednesday I get to be with you guys and enjoy some time creating a fast and fun project. And sometimes we do several fast and fun projects, but today we're actually going to be doing a start to finish layout with Fur Baby. Yes, we're going to be making some pet layouts featuring our furry companions. So let's see who's here today. Oh, we've got lots of gals already popping on. Shirley, Wanda, we've got Colette, Sharon. Sharon's here from the UK. Hi, Sharon. Good to see you. Friend from Quebec, Illinois is here. There's Carmel in Brisbane, always here. Welcome, Carmel. And we've got Maryland. We've got Ferndale, Washington. Florida's here. Cloudy Vancouver, Washington. Yeah, it's raining here. It's kind of a nice thing because, of course, we still have several forest fires here in Alberta. So hopefully the rain is reaching those areas and helping the firefighters. So fingers crossed, fingers crossed. We've got California, Colorado. There's Ellen from New Mexico checking in. Hi, Ellen. Maine is here. Good evening from Joanne. I think it was New York. All right, we got Gail from New Zealand. I'm looking at some comments here. I might have to go back and look at them a little bit later, ladies, so I can answer your questions fully. Massachusetts, first live and a new advisor in May. Well, congratulations, Kathy, and welcome. Okay, well, let's get started because, as I said, we are going to be doing a complete layout. I know that many of you enjoy when I give you lots of possibilities, the what if, right? That's kind of what I always try to encourage you to say when you've got a new punch, when you've got a new collection, when you've got a new tool. What if I do this? And that's that whole idea of divergent thinking. What can I do with this? What are all of the possibilities? So today, though, we're going to kind of take a different approach and we're going to make something together start to finish. I'm going to give you all of the measurements so that you can recreate this exactly as I'm doing it. I kind of say it's like an easy formula type of layout, not a lot of thinking, and we're going to be focusing on two kind of principles of design. We're going to be focusing on pattern mixing, which I know I get a lot of questions about. So we're going to use almost all of the kind of hero patterns in these packs in this layout today. And then we're also going to talk about movement, which is kind of something that we've talked about before, especially when it comes to things like the visual triangle. And I've mentioned that the purpose of the visual triangle is really not to create a triangle, but it's to move your eyes, and the eye searches for things. So I've mentioned that you could have a visual zigzag, you could have a visual circle. All of those things create movement and move the eye through the layout. So that's what we're going to be kind of focusing on today. And we are going to be playing with the Paw Punch. Now, before we get started, I know that many of you are disappointed that right now it has sold through. Let me just kind of back up and say that the Paw Punch is a bring back, I believe from 2018. And it has been one of our most requested product bringbacks. So each week, the product development team gets together and we go through all of your product suggestions. We kind of tally them up and we see what a lot of people are asking for. And truly, the Paw Punch was way out in front in terms of being something that people wanted to see back again. So we ordered them, and clearly we didn't order enough. And of course, they are ordered several months ago. So we did not anticipate how much you wanted this. But just like we've done with the trail sign and the tractor punch earlier in the springtime, when those sold through quickly, we are offering you a chance to kind of purchase it, get your buy it all bundles, make sure you reserve your copy or your own punch, that kind of thing, So you can still purchase it, and then even though we don't have them in stock right now, as of June 30th, we will order the number that we need to require to fulfill all of the orders, and then they'll be ordered, shipped, etc. And we will probably have them late August, early fall, somewhere in there, early fall probably. Okay, so instead of a little Paw Punch in your box when you order it, you'll get a little card and it will have further details. But you definitely want to make sure that you take advantage of that before June 30th, okay? Because we'll put in the orders right after that, and then that will be it, okay? So don't worry, you can still get your hands on it. You're just going to have to delay your gratification by just a few months. But we are very pleased at the way that this has worked so far. And you guys seem to be pleased that we're allowing you this kind of second chance to get punches that sell through quickly. So hopefully that explains what's happening. But yes, we are going to be playing with the Paw Punch. So if you don't have yours yet, you're going to want to come back to this video when you get it so that you can make this fun layout. Okay, so I'm going to flip you over to my table and we're going to quickly talk about the new Fur Baby collection. Then I'm going to show you one layout that I've made with the cat themed products. And then we'll go ahead and we'll make the same layout again with the dog themed products. Okay, so let me switch you over here. Make sure I've got you on. There we go. There we go. So much excitement about this collection. All of you pet or lovers out there are just thrilled with it. And it's been a while since we've had a pet collection. And this time we've got kind of coordinating collections. And we know that you're loving seeing the cardstock colors. So when you look at the package insert, you see that the cardstock colors are listed there. So both collections, cat and dog, feature the same colors: beige, hot fudge, baby blue, tangerine, and soft pink. And of course, there's other colors as well that go with it, like the dark green, the dark sea green, etc. But those are the main colors that will work with both. So again, we've got 2 paper packs, great patterns. Oh my gosh, these patterns are so much fun. And then each collection, or little mini collection, has a package of laser cut embellishments. So you see in the dog, we've got love is a 4-legged word, a little dog house, and then some fun laser cut borders. And for the cat, we've got fur baby and a little cat scratching post, and then some borders, and then a sheet of stickers for each of the collections. So again, all of them will coordinate. So if you've got some patterns in the cat collection that you really love and want to use with the dog papers, it works beautifully. And same with the matte packs. And we did this with Enchanted Wizard and Enchanted Princess. One matte pack works for both collections. So we've got a fair amount of kind of generic ones that will work with both, but some of them will be specific to dogs. You know, we've got woof, woof, woof on one side and then meow on the other side. So some of them will be more specific to each of the 2 different animals. So I think I used this one in the overview, collection overview. So wagging tails, wet noses, and love, and then time spent with cats is never wasted. So you'll want to make sure that you get all of those components because they work so well together. And that's just a reminder as well for the Buy It All bundle. You will still get the Paw Punch. You'll just get that card and it will come later. Okay? So let me just move these off for a second. Where am I going to put everything today? I think I can move the cat completely out of the way because I want to bring in this fun layout that we are going to create together. And so here's a couple of the things that I was mentioning. This uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different patterns. And yet it all works together really, really well because of the way we've structured it and because of the way we've repeated things throughout. So the other thing is movement. So we've got kind of this block of photos and layers in the center, and we've got the Paw Punch moving in kind of that, just like your little friend is running across your page. And judging from the number of, folks that I see on Zoom meetings, for example, and their cat starts walking across their scrapbook table, that really happens. So this could actually be where your cat walked on top of all of your stuff. But yeah, so we've got pattern mixing and movement, and they are really easy to work with when you follow a few of the principles, okay? So we're going to take a bunch of different patterns from the dog papers, recreate this, and I'm also going to talk about these little, what I've done with the little paw punches. So I think I'm going to kind of do the reverse. Here I've got a light blue base, so I'm going to use this really dark sort of sea green for my base for my dog paper. So, and then I have a dark brown, but so I think I'm going to actually choose a bit of a lighter color. I think maybe this kind of gray, beige, grayish check pattern. So that'll be my next layer. And then I need 4 squares. So just because I'm cheap with my paper, I'm going to choose 2 papers, and then I'm going to use the patterns on both sides. So that will give me the dark teal, a neutral, orange, light blue, dark brown, and the text pattern. And they all work together because the designers have done the work for us. We start out with a palette of colors, and typically it's the cardstock colors that I was showing you earlier. So we'll say to the designers, this is the palette, and then they come up with patterns that match. So when you stay inside the same collection, whether you go to cats or dogs or mix them, all of these patterns are going to work together, okay? So those are the 4 patterns, 5 patterns, 6 patterns. I think I have a 7th in here because I added that kind of medium tone brown to the back of one of these paws. But let's go ahead and create this layout. So these are the 4 papers I'm using. Now, I did not do this, but you could certainly gut your papers because when we're layering them, of course, you want to save and conserve your papers as much as possible. So you might want to take your base page and gut the center out, maybe about an 8 by 8 square, because we're going to take our second paper and we're going to cut that to 10.5 inches square. Just move that one out of the way here. And again, this is a really nice, easy formula. This is a great layout to kind of have in your back pocket when you're not sure what you want to do. So I'm just cutting this. Sorry, I'm a little off camera there. I'm just cutting this to 10.5 inches square. And I'm going to get my repositionable adhesive and just a dab on the back there to hold this in place. And that'll stop it from moving around, and that will make it extra easy for me to line up my layers. Because as you can see, we've got a bunch of layers here. And the success of a layout like this has a lot to do with the nice continuous edges and the edges of different components lining up. So I'm just going to use some repositionable adhesive here so I can adjust as I go if I need to. But this is going to go about 3/4 of an inch in from the edge and 3/4 of an inch down. So if I'm looking at my 3/4 inch from the top, 3/4 inch from the side, that looks pretty good. I'm just kind of scanning. That looks pretty good. Okay, so 2 layers done here. Now we're going to cut 4 5-inch squares. So I'm going to cut 2 from each of these papers because, again, I want to use the patterns on the back as well. I'm just going to stack them real quick. Cut them at 5. Got some nice big pieces there for other layouts. And then I'll turn them, cut at 5. And one more. There we go. I'm going to hang on to these. Oops, I didn't cut quite all the way through. I'm going to hang on to these little extra pieces because these pieces are what I'm going to start backing my little paw prints with. So I've gone ahead and punched a bunch of paw prints just from the white cardstock, and we're going to treat them like little cut files, and we're going to back them with some of these papers. We're going to repeat those same papers. So hang on to your little scraps. All right, so let's play around with these. If I did it the same as the cat layout, I have kind of one solid there. I think I'm actually going to put the brown down in the lower corner because it's a dark and heavy pattern. And I'm going to put the text up in this same corner where I had the yarn balls, and then the little blue doghouse down like this. So I kind of have the two deeper, darker colors or tonal papers across from each other, and then the two lighter ones across from each other. And because I cut them all at the same time, they are actually very easy to match up. I've done a pretty good job of cutting them. They're all nice and similar size. So I can go ahead and just adhere them right to my base page. And again, I'm just kind of looking at the lines on the sides here and the lines on the bottom. And that's why I love working on the 13 by 13 inch mat, because it really helps me when I'm, doing this kind of a grid pattern. So once I get those ones in place, it's just a matter of putting my other pieces in. So that's come together very quickly. And I think you can see that that would be a great base for so many different kinds of layouts. And really, we could get up to 4 by 4 photos here. Now I've only got 2 on here. I used one for kind of the focus on the paw prints, and then because it was light, I was able to journal there. And then I used one of the mats. So I thought that maybe I would use another mat here. Let's see if we've got one that would look good, cut down to 4 inches. Maybe that one. Okay, and then all I have to do is also cut some 4.5 inch mats out of just the white cardstock for my photos. So let's go ahead and get this done first. And I might cut another brown one or another color there. Just because that's white on white and I don't want a bunch of white there. So let's look for another kind of complementary color. I could use that one. I could bring in the green. Oh, I like this one. This is kind of a medium tone brown. So let's cut a 4.5 inch square from this one. And that's going to be the mat for our title. But all of the other mats can be just white cardstock. And those layers just start to look really, really great. Okay, I got some white cardstock. Let's get a couple of, oh no, I forgot to print my photos. Shoot, I'm going to have to put the photos in afterwards. I have a couple of cute dog pictures. I am actually not a pet owner. I have had allergies all my life. I'm just cutting this to 4.5. I've had allergies all my life, and actually both my sons do as well. So we are not a pet family as much as we enjoy seeing other people's pets. So I don't have any pets of my own, but I do have a couple of cute little pictures that I'm going to use here. So I will print those later. Okay, so that's really our layout base come together very nicely, very quickly. And again, how many patterns do we have? Because I ended up adding this extra pattern. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now 7. So, oops, that just moved just a little bit. All right, so when I get my photos, they'll go right on top there. So 7 patterns. So let's talk about these fun little paw punches now. Now, I played around with these, and the paw punch itself is not symmetrical. So when you punch it out, you can see that the inside of that little sort of pad of the paw is not exactly identical. And neither are the little, I don't know what you call those, the little holes at the top of the paw, you know, where the pads of their tips would go. So you can't, you know, kind of flip it back and forth. But what I love to do with something like this is back it with some paper. And that gives it a whole different look, and it almost treats it like a bit of a cut file. And it's, you know, when it's empty like this, when it's got a lot of negative space, putting some paper behind it really adds a lot of interest to it. Plus, it gives it a solid back. So now I can put a foam square on the back, and that's how I can get some dimension with the paw print. So I've gone ahead and done a few of those. Those are blue. They can barely see that when it's on the blue. Let's go ahead and do a couple more, and let's use this paper that I just used to map my title. So when I am doing something like this, I just kind of came across a bit of a hack that I just want to share with you. Many of you got the silicone mat back when we had the adhesive buffet. And we know that this is perfect for doing mixed media and, of course, for using with your repositionable adhesive. Now, if you did not get one, this is what I would encourage you to do. When you finish off a row of stickers, so these were the smaller stickers from when I did the Super Duper Boy and Girl 8x8 albums, just peel off the remaining sticker excess, right? And then you actually have a beautiful non-slip, non-stick surface. So if you don't have a silicone mat, save some of your little sticker sheets, and they are perfect for doing this little kind of project. All right, so I've just gone ahead and punched this out of white cardstock. I got a couple little fuzzy edges, so I'm just kind of playing with those. I'm going to put it on my little bit of sticker sheet, add some repositionable adhesive, and then I'm just going to place this as close to the edge as I can. And you can use your microtip scissors. I actually prefer to use my all-purpose scissors for something like this because I can just kind of glide them in behind the paw print. I'm going to have to, I think I've told you this before, when I'm fussy cutting in real life for my own projects, I take off my glasses and I hold it up close to my face. And of course, I have to hold my tongue just right, and you know, everything has to be just perfect. So this might not be perfect, but it's pretty easy to do because we don't have to get it perfect. The back can look as messy as you need. You just need to make sure that it's covering all of the little holes, all of the negative space. So once you have all of your little paws on and ready, you can see that I've got them kind of going through this layout. So I like to start them off the page in one corner and then just start kind of making it look as though they're wandering, you know, through, wandering through and over your layout. Obviously, you don't want to cover up your photos, but you get the idea here. So I can kind of structure this a little bit better here. And then up at this corner, I want these ones, one of them at least, to go off the page. So same idea, kind of creating that zigzag or that movement through the actual layout. So it's really, really simple way of drawing the eye through the layout. Now again, you can do this in any direction. So I could have my title down here. let's just pretend that it's, I'm going to turn it around here, but let's just pretend that the title is down here. So we could start off this side and kind of draw the eye down. We could literally go across in a very sort of straight diagonal, especially if you didn't have anything here, right? We'd need one more probably, but you get the idea. So that can really determine where you're directing your viewer's eye to go. Now, if you have a double page layout, if you want to make this into a 2-page layout, then I would put one beside the other, and maybe this square up here is going to be empty. And then it kind of looks like it's going to go off that layout and then come down through this layout. You get the idea. You got to pretend that that's not a title. Okay, so movement is something that really is just a way of bringing your viewer's eye through the layout. That's all it is. So in this case, it would go up and over and down and through. And you can see I need a few more in here to get the same kind of fullness. But that's the idea. So we've mixed a bunch of different patterns, 7 patterns on each of these layouts. And we've created that fun sense of movement. And the movement is, again, designed to make sure that your viewer's eye takes in all of the details, all of the photos, that kind of thing. But it also creates enough visual interest that you don't need a lot of embellishments. And in fact, I only have 2 stickers here. I have a little cat and then a little heart cluster because I've got my title, and then all of these fun little paws do the heavy lifting of creating the interest. So I don't have to have another cluster down here. I don't have to create a visual triangle because I've created movement through the entire layout. Okay? So I hope that that is a helpful sort of little mini lesson in both pattern mixing and in movement. And that's one of the things I think that can really change the way your layouts feel. So with the movement, awesome. Without the movement, it still looks great. Okay, we would probably maybe want to add something that's about the same visual weight as the photos or the title down here. But it still looks great. A grid layout is always awesome. So, you know, you could definitely just have this, maybe do your journaling up here. One more photo. I don't think I have a 4.5, but you know what I mean. Let's put a 4x4 there just to hold the place. But now you can see that it's kind of nice and balanced. Again, you could put your journaling up here, maybe a little title or a little embellishment cluster there and a little embellishment cluster there. And then you'd get that same sense of movement from this corner up to this corner. So there's lots and lots of ways to create your movement, to create interest. Let's do a couple of these here. Let's do an orange one. Okay, lots of ways to create movement and interest, but you don't always have to have that visual triangle. As long as you're directing the flow of your viewer's eye through the layout, you're good. You're good. They're going to enjoy looking at it, and you don't have to, you know, you can stretch your embellishments really far, which is great in this case because, as we mentioned, there's just the one sticker sheet and the one pack of, I think it's 5 laser cut embellishments. So yeah, so you want to stretch this. You've got lots of paper. You want to stretch that embellishment sheet. So by punching and, you know, creating your embellishments with your punched shapes, you can really stretch your embellishments. Okay, so I am going to, and I feel kind of silly that I, for some reason, missed printing my photos there. But I'm going to definitely make sure to print my photos afterwards. And I feel like I need another orange one there. I probably will need to do a couple more of these fun little paws just so I can have a few more of the same color kind of working my way through there. And if you do have them off the page. So here you can see this one and this one are off the page. And again, that just brings the eye of the viewer right off. So if you do have it off the page, just flip it over, use your scissors and trim off the edge. Okay, so I'll make sure to get my photos printed and post that layout. I know that I am not always the best at posting afterwards because sometimes I actually don't complete a layout. I'm just showing you lots and lots of different ideas. So I will for sure finish this one and I will post both of these in the group tomorrow so that you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to bring you back here, and funnily enough, doing that start to finish layout, it's only taken us, half an hour, and that's pretty much with all of the cutting. So even if I had my photos, we'd probably be done by now. I just have to adhere my little paws. And like I said, because we've got them backed, it just needs one large foam square each, and I could adhere it, add my journaling, and be done. So I think it's a really quick layout, and I hope you give it a try. I do see some comments here that some people are saying, oh yeah, I just got mine. I can't wait to try it. I got the cats, I got the dogs. And somebody is saying, we have dogs and cats in our family, so this will come in handy. So yeah, I'd love to know if you are a dog person, a cat person, or both. And of course, if you are both, I'm hoping that you took advantage of the buy it all bundle. So that goes, I believe, until Friday at noon. So make sure you take advantage of it. And if you want the Paw Punch, don't forget to order it before June 30th. Okay, so that you get your little card to redeem later. Yeah, somebody's saying both. Love them both. Have both. Dog person, both. Yeah, it's always fun to see. So as I said, we don't have any. I had a goldfish when I was little, when I was growing up. That was about the extent of pets in our house because of all the allergies. But yeah, love cats, love dogs. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys come up with, for using the Paw Punch. Can't wait to see you guys share some of your layouts right here in the virtual crop group. And now that I've said that, those folks who are watching on YouTube, make sure that you have joined the virtual crop group so that you can share layouts and see what other people are sharing as well. Lots of inspiration happening all the time in the virtual crop Facebook group. Okay, so I'm just scanning my little sheet here in front of me, making sure I'm getting all of that. Yeah, we talked about pattern mixing, we talked about movement, we talked about cats and dogs, buy it all bundle, the punch, all of that good stuff. So all that's really left for me to tell you is that next week, when we get together, that would be Wednesday, June 21st, we're going to talk about versatility. And we're going to talk about how versatile the new light wood grain Fast2Fab refill pages are. We're going to make wedding pages. We're going to make baby pages. We're going to make birthday pages. We're going to make school pages. We're going to make travel pages with them. You're going to see how fantastic and how versatile that particular new Fast2Fab refill pages pack really is. Okay. Somebody else is saying that she's got, oh, that's Patty. Patty, you've got awful allergies as well. Why didn't I know that? Yeah, you and I are the same, my friend. No cats and no dogs for us. Too bad. All right. So anyways, have a great week. Have fun playing with your fur baby collections. Love to see you share your creations in the Virtual Crop Facebook group. And then join me next Wednesday so that we can play with the versatile light wood grain Fast2Fab refill pages. All right. Okay, everybody, have a great week and we'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye for now.